Here with Bill Hancock, Executive Director of the BCS. I know some people might expect horns on your head, but you seem like a nice guy.
I have a great job. I'm the luckiest guy in college sports. I get to work, live, eat, and breathe college football 24/7. You can't beat it.
Now, I know, we're at the Maaco Bowl, kind of the kickoff for the ticket drive. The Maaco Bowl will be December 22nd. I am somebody who absolutely loves the bowl games. I mean, my whole life growing up, loved the bowl games. The problem that I have is, and I'm sure you hear this a lot, is you said earlier today that every game counts. But for certain teams, perhaps a Boise State, a TCU, something like that, to get in the championship game, maybe every game doesn't count because they can go undefeated and still maybe not get in the BCS championship game.
And every game counts not only for the teams that are in contention for the championship game, but also for the ones who are competing for the Maaco Bowl and the bowl in Shreveport and the one in San Francisco. And people lose sight of that teams are fighting through the end of the season to earn a bowl berth, to get that reward for the athletes. Too many people tend to focus too much on the top, which is important, which I love, but the bottom is equally important.
But I guess the one thing, just speaking as a fan, to me it kills me that I could support a team. If you support a baseball team, and I know you were involved with the Final Four, in theory, if, let's say, UNLV goes, if they go undefeated, they've won the whole thing, because that means they went through the tournament, Final Four, everything, they won it all. Teams like that maybe aren't in a major BCS conference, they could go undefeated, and to me, not speaking as an athlete, because I know we've had many athletes say they prefer the bowl system, but speaking as a fan, I feel cheated. Why did I watch them all year if they don't have a shot?
Well, they do have a shot. Everybody has a shot when the season begins. That's a misperception. I get it, but I don't agree with it. Everybody has a shot at the start of the season. And at the end of the day, it's based on who you play and how you did each week. And certainly there will be years when there are undefeated teams who don't make the two-team finals that we have. There would be the chance for undefeated teams not to make a four-team playoff. One-loss teams not to make an 8-team playoff. So whatever you have, there's going to be contention. But what we have preserves the regular season and preserves the bowl system. And that's the two things that we need to keep reminding people.
So as Executive Director of the BCS, it wouldn't bother you if at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, if TCU and Boise State were in the championship game?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. We want the whole thing is to match number 1 and 2 in a bowl game. And whoever comes out 1 and 2 in the formula is who it's going to be. And it wouldn't not bother me in the least.
In your personal opinion, BYU going independent in football in a little while, do you think that's going to help them or hurt them, just not even from just BCS point of view, but I mean just in general, where they stand in the college landscape?
The folks at BYU who I love and trust and believe in, they thought this out over months and months. They considered all the options and they concluded that this was what they needed to do. This was the best thing for their university. And so I agree with them. I think they're not going to do the wrong thing for the university.
You were saying as you were speaking in your speech, by the way, a very good speech, but you were saying, you're kind of alluding to when you tell certain people what you do, you kind of get the look or something. What's some of the stranger things that when you've said what your job was, people have maybe said or to you?
Well, a lot of people say to me, hey, I don't particularly like the BCS, but I like the bowl system, and I'm glad we don't have a playoff. Well, and the option then is if you like the bowl system and you're glad we don't have a playoff, then the option is to go back to the old way it used to be, where number 1 and number 2 probably weren't going to meet in a bowl game. I was on an airplane on the way to Beijing, and the guy in the next seat asked me what I did, and I told him we were over Siberia at the time, and he said, I want a playoff, and why don't we have one? And I explained it to him, and at the end of the conversation he said, I still think I want a playoff, but you've given me some things to think about. And people are so passionate about college football. I love to talk to folks about it. Every conversation I get in, I enjoy. Some of the people do have closed minds about it. It's like politics. Some people have made up their mind and they're not going to listen, and I get that. But my job is to talk to them anyway. And I'm a people guy. I love to hear people's perceptions.